Imagine this. You've just landed a spot on a legendary team, maybe the best program in the country. You're thinking advanced plays, high-tech training.
Right, you're ready for the elite stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the very first lesson from the coach, arguably the greatest ever, it's how to put on your socks correctly.
Socks, yes. Pulled up snug, no wrinkles every time. It sounds, well, almost absurdly simple, doesn't it?
Totally. Especially for the kind of high performers listening right now, leading companies, coaching top athletes, pushing your own professional limits.
Feels like something you mastered ages ago.
Precisely. But that really simple act, it's actually the key to what we're exploring today.
Coach Padalecki challenges that impulse we sometimes have, especially when we're successful.
Which is?
The impulse to chase the complex,
Yes.
the next big thing, and sort of feel like we've, graduated beyond the basics.
Like the fundamentals are for rookies. This deep dive is really for you, the listener, who's already achieving things but looking for that sustainable edge. Our mission is to pull out the core insights from Coach Padalecki on why mastering those basics is crucial, maybe most crucial, at the highest levels.
It starts with Coach John Wooden. Before the 10 championships in 12 years, before the 88-game win streak, before being named ESPN's greatest coach of the 20th century, his first lesson was socks and shoes.
It's such a vivid picture, right? These top recruits probably expecting some intense drill, and they're getting this very meticulous lesson on footwear.
Yeah. Wooden wasn't just being eccentric. He had a rock-solid reason. Blisters. A simple blister from a poorly worn sock could sideline a key player. You could literally lose games.
Okay, that makes practical sense. Prevent injuries.
Yes, but it was more than that, according to the source. Wooden saw any sloppiness with basics as a threat. Wrinkled socks lead to blisters. Blisters might lead to favoring a foot, maybe a strain, definitely distraction. It all degrades performance.
So it cascades.
Right. The socks had to be perfect. 0 wrinkles. That was the baseline before anything else happened on court. It wasn't just physical, it set a standard.
So it's about the mindset, too. Attention to detail from the ground up, literally.
Absolutely. Coach Padalecki really emphasizes this point. It signaled that everything mattered. If you couldn't handle your socks, how could you execute under pressure?
That connects to that famous Wooden quote Coach Padalecki includes. It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen.
That quote nails it, doesn't it? It elevates the sock lesson. It's not just about socks. It's a principle for excellence anywhere. Business, sports, personal growth. Big success is built on tiny, perfected details.
It challenges the idea that breakthroughs only come from complex strategies. The source seems to argue they come from nailing the simple things. And Coach P connects this to performance psychology.
He does. Padalecki points out that sports psychology backs this up. Peak performance isn't just random talent. It's built on fundamentals drilled to the point of automaticity. Habit-level stuff.
Which brings up that paradox, something I think you, listening, might recognize. The more successful you become, the more complex your world gets.
The easier it is to think you're past the basics. Right.
Exactly. You feel you should only be focused on high-level strategy, the big picture.
Right. You start looking for that sophisticated edge, maybe dismissing the very things that got you there. Like, oh, I don't need to prep for this meeting, or my morning routine, I'm too busy now.
There's a real resistance, isn't there? Why do you think that is, especially for accomplished people?
Well, Coach P's take seems to be, it's partly ego, maybe partly the appeal of complexity. It feels more significant, but it's also a misunderstanding of how growth works. We want to believe the next level means adding complexity, leaving the old stuff behind. But Coach Padalecki argues, really forcefully, the next level is always built on the previous one. You don't skip fundamentals, you integrate them.
You perfect them even more.
Precisely. Think about elite athletes, Olympians, pros. They spend hours on basic footwork, basic techniques. They don't stop because they're experts.
You do it to stay experts.
Exactly. And it's not just sports. Coach Padalecki mentions top execs who guard their deep work time fiercely. That's a fundamental. Musicians practice scales. Chefs practice knife skills. It's universal.
These top performers, they prioritize things like sleep, nutrition, focused practice. They see these not as luxuries, but as non-negotiables. The fuel.
They understand these basics enable the high-level stuff. Maybe they matter even more the higher you climb. It's the SOX principle everywhere. The mundane isn't something to escape. It's the foundation.
And Coach Padalecki brings up another fascinating point about Wooden.
The timeline, that's powerful.
Right, we focus on the dynasty, the wins. But Coach P highlights that Wooden coached UCLA for 16 seasons before winning his first title.
16 years. Think about that. Those weren't years of failure, but years of building. Dialing in the system, refining the culture, mastering those fundamentals year after year.
That really reframes it. It's a testament to patience and process, a true growth mindset in action.
It is. And the core message Coach P draws out is that Wooden's incredible success wasn't some magic formula found overnight. It was the result, the compounding return of decades of disciplined focus on the basics.
All those practices, all those sock lessons, they added up.
They absolutely did. It was the cumulative effect of getting the little things right consistently over a very long time.
Okay, so this isn't just a history lesson about a great coach. Coach Padalecki wants us to apply this. It comes back to us, the listener.
Right, he brings it right to your doorstep. It's about identifying your fundamentals.
This is the key question, isn't it? What are your socks? What's that simple, basic thing that you tend to overlook but is actually critical for your best performance?
Think about your specific world, your business, your team, your personal goals. What feels maybe a bit too simple, even boring, but, deep down is essential. It's probably not some fancy new technique.
Coach Padalecki gives some concrete examples. Maybe for you, it's that discipline around screens before bed. Turning devices off an hour early for better sleep sounds basic.
But incredibly hard to do consistently sometimes. Or maybe it's blocking that first hour of the day for your most important work. No emails, no calls, just focus. Simple to schedule.
Easy to let slide when things get busy. Or maybe it's managing your state, just doing 2 minutes of breath work before a big presentation. Or prepping your calendar the night before. Basic stuff.
10 minutes of planning that saves hours of chaos, potentially. These are all examples of socks in modern life. They don't need genius, they need discipline. And Coach P asks us to find our version.
So the challenge today is really direct. What's one mundane but mighty habit, one fundamental sock you can focus on improving just a tiny bit, say 1%, starting today?
Just one. It's not about a massive overhaul. Pick one thing. Maybe it is putting the phone away 15 minutes earlier tonight, or blocking 30 minutes tomorrow for focus work, or doing that calendar review. Just commit to doing that one simple thing slightly better.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive, put your socks on right. The big takeaway feels really clear. Sustained elite performance isn't just about the complex stuff.
Not at all. It's built patiently and deliberately on nailing those simple fundamentals that, let's be honest, most people tend to ignore or think they're too advanced for.
Wooden's story, as Padalecki presents it, shows that long-term winning came from habits, patience, and perfecting basics. He got great by focusing on what others dismiss.
Exactly. He mastered the mundane.
Which leaves us with that final question, really directed at you listening. What's that one simple, maybe unglamorous, fundamental habit in your life or work?
That if you did it consistently, day in, day out, could unlock your next level.
Find that thing. It might feel almost too basic, but identify it.
And commit to doing it today. Like Wooden's players pulling on their socks just right, and then do it again tomorrow.
And the day after. Because that consistent focus on the fundamentals, as Coach P shows through Wooden's legacy, isn't just noise. It's the quiet engine of compounding growth and real lasting success. Find your socks. Put them on right.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us. We hope this gives you some food for thought as you continue on your journey.